Good morning, everyone. Let's look at route path, endpoint, base URL, and full URL. So first one is, what is a route path? A route path, the URL pattern that your server matches to locate a resource. These are the paths that you build to match some resources. A route path is clean and will even make you to understand the resources and some operations you perform on that path. Look at this, for example. Now /book is a route path. Now it's telling me that I want to fetch all the books registered in the database. /book ID here is telling me I want to fetch a book with this book ID alone. So this last one is saying that I want to fetch a book where the author ID is this. So to keep your route path clean, you start with a leading slash. You use plural nouns for collection and you use a book ID or anything meaningful for your identifier now. And you make sure you keep verbs out of it, not like get book ID, has book ID, is book ID. No. So what is an endpoint? Is when you add a route plus the HTTP method. For instance, now I can see we have all the HTTP method on a yellow background here. So adding it to the route, that is what is called an endpoint. Here you can see this scenario also here. You can see this is my route path and this is my method there. So this makes my HTTP method. This makes it to be what? An endpoint. So what is a base URL? The base URL is your domain. Is the fixed front part of every API call. In LiveTech CMS, we have a default of /API. You can edit it to anything you want, or you create another API page. So for instance, now this is my dev account. Now this is this is my domain /API, which is going to be the prefix for my route path. So the next is, what is full URL? Full URL is when you now base URL plus route path. For instance, you can see now I have my base URL here and my route path here. So the final example is now this with HTTP method. So you can see that the first and the last method here, they are having the same URL, but their HTTP method is different. So HTTP method is part of what the URL dispatcher will also look to determine the resource you're going to fetch for you. So in our next video, we are going to look more on HTTP method. Thank you so much.